Hello again, I'm Washington Red Bear. I've had a few requests on my page to show what I carry, my EDC. And I did a video on the small pack that I have, that if I had to get home from work, which is only about 10-12 miles, I could do that. But I also had a request to do this pack. My job before here, we just moved to Washington a few months ago, and I worked for a company to where I could be anywhere from a few miles from work all the way up to 2 hours. And so I needed a bag to where if something happened away from home, 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, that I would have items that I needed to be able to make that trek back home. I had a big long list of items that I could take out of my truck. I had water, I had food, and just a lot of things like cable ties and things like that on my truck that I could take and then add to this for my trip. And if it was winter, I had jackets and additional clothing and things like that. So this is just the pack alone that I had. And I'm just going to go through the items that are in this and how I've got it packed. This is a SOG, S-O-G, that I got from Walmart. I like the pack. It's very good. The weight, I meant to get a weight on it. It's around close to 30 pounds, I think, with the items that I have in it. And so what I'm going to do is just go around and show you what I've got on the outside, and then we'll hit the front pocket and then the main pocket and show you what I have in that. On the outside, I have my new Schrade knife. It is the 9. I really like it. It's the SCH F9N. I used it on my videos that I did with my solo camping, and I really liked it. I didn't use it a lot, but it's got the good 1/4 inch black backing to it. And so it's a very good sturdy knife. I have it on the pack for now, but if I needed to, I can take it off and put it on my belt. And it's got leg straps to where I can put it that way, or I can just leave it here. Now it's got a little side pouch here. On some of the knives they come with items already in here. This one did not. I bought this at the Smoky Mountain Knife Works there in Sevierville, Tennessee, and they've got a 3-story knife facility. They have kitchen stuff, they have a museum, just all kinds of stuff there. And so I walked around and I found a spark, a ferro rod that I can use, and then down in here I also have a knife sharpener. I can't tell, I think it's a Smith small knife sharpener, so that I have that with me. And that is what I have in this knife pouch. And I carry that all the time. Alright, I also have one thing, there's a couple things I don't like about this pouch, and I'll go into those as I get through them. One is it's got a pocket on this side that I can put a water bottle in. It did not have a pocket on this side. The only thing it does have is the MOLLE straps. So on eBay, I found one of these. I saw it on another video, and I really liked it. And it's just a pouch that you can adjust to hold water bottles. And it's got the MOLLE straps, and so it attaches right to it. This is a Stanley wide mouth bottle that you can put on, and then it's got the top that will unscrew with the smaller sippy type on it for getting water out of it. And then it just fits down in here, and then it's got the elastic that goes over the top to hold it into place. Now my goal is I have water in my truck. I don't have any water in here, so that would be something that I would add at the time that I needed it. Like I said, out of my truck. If I was at work, I can get water bottles out of the cooler or out of the fountain and fill up my water containers. On this side, I have another metal water bottle. These I pick up all the time at the Goodwill store, thrift stores, and things like that. Some of them have smaller mouths. This one has a wider one. And then I also have a roll of 550 cord in here, 50 feet, that I just stuffed down in that just for another place to carry it. On the outside, as you can see, I have several carabiners. Some of them have clips on them where I could put keys or something else on it. I got a carabiner down here, and this has got just a little small red light that I can put on if I'm traveling at night. Of course, my patches, my Red Bear patch and the American flag. Before I get into this, I'll get the camera set up a little bit closer, and then that way you can see exactly the items that I have in this front, what they call the admin pouch. Okay, in this front admin pouch or pocket, I like this pocket because it unzips all the way down. This pocket doesn't, and I'll get into that in a minute. There is a store here in Spokane. It's called Winco, W-I-N-C-O, and it's the first time I've ever been to it, and they have some of the MREs and pieces of parts out of the MREs that you can buy. Here I bought some. I haven't tried them yet. I haven't tried the peanut butter, but they also have a jelly and they also have a cheese spread. And so I put those in here as some food. And then I've also got a mackerel fillet, chicken of the sea for food. And these two pockets here are not pockets, but these are for toothpaste traveling. I have picked up at several locations that we've been. These are honey sticks, different flavored honey sticks. I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 in this one, and so I've got 11 or 12 in that. So again, that will give me sugar if needed. If I make tea, I can also put that in there. And there's 2 compartments here, a zippered compartment, a large compartment, and then 2 smaller pockets and 2 smaller pockets down here. In here I've got just a snake bite kit. This is an old one that I've had for years, and I checked it, but it does still have a vacuum on it, so I've got that in that compartment. On the pack itself, there is a little key ring. On that I have a Night Eyes pry bar, little small pry bar, and then a flashlight that has the low, high, and strobe. I also have water purification tablets. I have some tubing. I have a spork that is hung up. I've got the little small spork. Okay, on this side I have trash bag. I've got 2 trash bags. I have a Ride in the Rain pad, and then I have 3 of these pack towels. They are, I think, like 21 inches, and you get them wet, they expand out. And so I have 3 of those in that pouch. Over here on this zipper, I have a antibacterial liquid. In this first compartment, I've got a little first aid kit made out of a Altoids tin, and this is nothing but Band-Aids. I also have some duct tape. I have like I've said in my other videos, I found a little small sign that you'd put on a door, wrap the tape around it, and then bend the sign, it breaks off, and then I end up with the duct tape. This is probably about 5 to 6 feet of duct tape. I also have 2 emergency blankets. I have the Uncle Mike's tweezers on this keychain on that side. And in this zipper compartment, oh, come on. I have some exam gloves. have some hand warmers. I think there's like 6 packs of it. And then on the other side I've got a body warmer. More hand warmers, and what they call foot warmers you can put down in your toes, your boots. This is just white utility rope. I think there's 50 feet of it. It's not 550 cord, but you don't always need 550 cord. Sometimes you just need some rope to do other things with. A disposable emergency poncho. I'm having problems talking today. And then a small pack of wet ones. I think there's like 15 hand wraps in that. And you'll notice in my bag that I put just about everything in baggies. 1, it keeps it together. 2, it gives me other storage containers if I needed it. It keeps everything dry. But I hate it when I see people going through their packs and they reach in the compartment and just pulling out stray items. I always look at that. If you had your pack open and it flipped open or flipped over, you're going to drop everything out of it, and it's going to be hard to find it if you're out in the woods and the leaves and things like that, or if it's dark at night. So I like putting it in baggies. Like I said, it keeps it dry, but it's easy to keep up with. And that's everything that is in that big compartment. Now getting down to these smaller compartments, it already popped out. I have this little small pill container with aspirin, Tylenol, Bayer Back and Body. That's in here. Over here I've got a little small Stanley fine screwdriver. And this, whenever you make an order on Amazon, this was one of those items that what they call an add-on. You can't order just this because it's only like $2 or $3, but you can add it on to an order that you make. And it's just a small Phillips head and straight screwdriver. Then I have just a plain pencil, and then I have a voltage meter for checking voltages. In this compartment, I have some super glue. I have some oral gel. I have some more. I got some Neosporin and another thing of hand sanitizer, Perel hand sanitizer. Over here, I have a small gun cleaning kit, and then I have a Lansky sharpener that also has the rat tail on it for doing serrated knives. As you've seen, I like serrated knives. So my battery's about to die, so let me change that out and then we'll get up into the main compartment. Alright, now let's start into the main compartment. Well, before I do that, there's a small zipper compartment up here on top. Inside that I have a couple of tubes of lip gloss and another knife sharpener, again, that has the rat tail on it. And then I have a large bandana. I think this is like 40 inches square, something like that, but it's a really large one in camo. And then I have a small container of Kleenex. Put those back in. And I can already see one of the comments is going to be, why do I have 3 knife sharpeners in here? And you're right, I need to take one of those out. It does have clips on the side here, compression straps to hold the pack together tighter. And so I got to reach up underneath my knife and get that one undone. And there's one on this side too. Undo that. Now the zipper on what would be your right side zips all the way down. The zipper on your left side only goes about halfway down because of the canteen pouch on that side. And that is another thing that I do not like about this pouch. I've got a large pouch that I have a video on, and it goes all the way down, but it's thicker. So now, if you've ever seen any of Urban Prepper out of Seattle, he does all of his packing in containers or in zipper compartments. I do the same thing. I really like that idea. Again, when I open my pack, things aren't going to fall out on me. I do have some different colors than he does, but that's okay. That's my preference on what I wanted to do. I know Urban Prepper did a review online, and people voted what colors they associated with clothing, what colors they associated with first aid, tools and things like that, and that's what he went with, whereas I've changed a couple. I do have an Ozark Trail first aid kit, and as you can tell, it's really stuffed. I've added several other things. I'm not going to go into what's in here because, again, first aid kits I think are personal. You're going to pack in it what you feel comfortable in using. You're going to pack in it what you need for your area. And again, I packed mine for what I want, what I need in it. And so that's, again, what I have. Orange is my fire, and I have a very comprehensive fire kit. In this one, I have a lot of dryer lint. Again, everything's in plastic bags. I have a lot of dryer lint. I've got a big thing of steel wool, and then I have a 9-volt battery that is got electrical tape wrapped around it so that it doesn't start a fire inside my pack. I have a full thing of storm-proof matches. They're the big long ones that I've got like the inch on the tip of it that's coated. There's 25 matches in that. In this bag, I've got several different things. I have some more matches, a little smaller thing of them. I have some of the wet fire. It looks like 3 canisters of wet fire. And then I've got a lighter, and then I have my magnesium powder. If you have a question about that, look at my videos, and I show why I make magnesium powder and how I make it. I've also found it on eBay, and I'm going to be ordering some, but I've got that in there, my fire kit. I have a pill container filled with Vaseline soaked cotton balls. I have a Strike My Fire, I think it's called Strike My Fire, Strike Force. Very good. If you saw my camping video, you saw me using that. Inside the handle, you can open it up. And I think there's 3 wet fires shoved in that. So this by itself is a comprehensive way of making fire. Throws out a fantastic spark. Nothing but good to say about the Strike Force. And then I have some fuel tablets that can be used with my stove, but another way of starting a fire if need be. So that's all inside of my fire kit. I'll push that off to the side. I have a blue bag, which is for my water. Inside here, I have a little pouch that I found at the thrift store. It's for dogs, but it folds down flat, and so I really liked it. It is some way of holding water. I can use it to wash my cookware set in. I can use it to wash my hands. I can use it to hold water at my campsite. But again, it folds down nice and flat, so I've got that in here. I do have the Sawyer Mini that I really like. Again, you'll see that on my camping video. And then I have bought several of these 1-liter water bags. You can get them at Walmart. They're like $2 or $3. Comes with a carabiner, and I did get that to fit on my Sawyer. I haven't used it with the Sawyer yet, but I do have that with 2 rubber bands and to close that up. If you saw my camping video, you saw where I went down to the creek and got water, and I used the hydration pack that I had. It's an old hydration pack, and I put the dirty water in this and fed it down through my Sawyer, and then down into, I had I think it was a 2-gallon or 1.5 gallon pitcher or collapsible water container that I drained it into. But again, I could use it, I think, with these collapsible water bags through here, but this is just to hold my dirty water in. And then I have the collapsible, squeezable pack that came with the Sawyer, and then I have the tubing and the syringe that came with it as well. But that all goes into my water bag. That off to the side. I have a shemagh. I have a roll of toilet paper. I use white for my light because normally flashlights shine white. In here I bought at, I think it was at Walmart. It is an Orion, O-R-I-O-N, signal flares. There's 3 different ones. There is a small flare, there is smoke, and then there's one that you light and it shoots the flare up into the air. And then I've got just 2 small orange glow sticks for flares, for light. I do have 3 green glow sticks. And then years and years ago, this was a candle that I had made. I was in a candle making stage as a teenager. And so this is an old container that you put shoe polish in, melted wax in it, and then I put 4 candle wicks in it. And so I can burn 1, 2, 3, or 4 candles in here for light. Inside of this I have a small mirror, and then I also have a rectangular mirror for signaling, both of these. And then, like I said, I just put them inside of this container just to keep them secure and safe. And that is the lighting that I have in my white light bag. Now for tools. Because our situation to where I could be 2 hours away, I am a little tool heavy in this bag, but I have no problems with that. I've got my small bag. In here there is one of those little small finger saws. I have a multi-tool. I was trying to see if it had a name on it. This is just an off-name multi-tool. And then this was a pouch that we got one time on an airline, and in here I have some tarp clips. I have 3 different types, I think. I just dropped them. Nope, just 2 different types. The night eyes, they come like this, 2 different ways of doing them. This is just a plain clip to where I can put 550 cord or my white cord. It clips and it comes through here and then ties, and then you can adjust it and use that on the tarp. And then I also have 3 of the night eyes, what they call the figure 9s, and I can use that. And then like I said, I have those in a little small bag, even though it's gray, inside this zipper bag. That way I don't lose them because they are black, and at night it would be hard to find them if I dropped them. And so that's the reason they are inside their own zipper bag. Alright, this is my second tool bag. Again, it's black. In here I have a folding saw. It says Gorilla Gear. Very vicious teeth on it. I got to get a Ranger band to hold that shut. I have a small folding saw, or excuse me, folding shovel that I picked up at Walmart. Funny, weird story on this. I went to buy it and it came up on the cash register and dinged. For some reason, I had to show ID for this. I can see if it was paint, spray paint, you have to show ID. I looked at the cashier, and I'm 55 years old, you can tell that. I looked at her, she looked at me, and she goes, "I need to see your ID." And I said, "Really?" And she said, "Yes." So I had to pull out my wallet, pull out my driver's license, and show it to her. She had to look at it, check my date, and verify it before I could buy the folding shovel. Do not understand why, do not understand the reasoning. She didn't understand it. That's what she had to do. I have a pack of cable ties. I see people with their packs and they'll have 1 or 2 cable ties, maybe have a dozen of them wrapped up. They're lightweight, they're small, they're compact, 1001 uses for cable ties. I carry a pack of 100. a roll of electrical tape, and then the last item I have in here is the Gerber Bear Grylls hatchet. I do not care for having a large one. I'm not going to be doing that kind of work around the camp, but if I need to cut a piece of log down, split some wood, whatever, I do have a small hatchet that I can do that with. And so those are the items that I have in my tool bags. The other thing I have in here is the DS multi-fuel stove. Please watch the videos that I have on my solo camping trip. I go into detail about how to put this together. It's multi-fuel. It's got 3 areas that you can cook on or put fire on. You have a lower level to where you can use wood. You have a center level to where I use my alcohol stove that I had made, and then the top level where you can put those fuel tablets. But it's a nice stove, stainless steel, made in the USA. In fact, it's actually made right over the border here in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. So I love this stove. I also have just a little small pan, non-stick. My thoughts are I'm going to get some at that same Winco store. They have a lot, probably 50 different bulk containers, and in there they have blueberry muffin mix and things like that. And what I've thought about doing is getting some of that and putting it in containers in here so that I could make up a blueberry pancake and eat that. But it's just another way of, if I had meat, I could cook it on here. But anyway, it's flat, doesn't weigh that much, and fits good in here. And the way it fits in my pack, the stove fits in it, and so pretty much non-existent. And then in the back, I have 2 green tarps. I think there were 6x8 tarps, real cheap at a store we had in Winston-Salem. And then of course in the back of this there is a bladder for hydration, and I do have a hydration pack already in that. And then, like I said, the tarps sit up flat against that, and then this sits down in the bottom, and then everything just packs in on that. Now in the lid of this there are 2 zipper compartments, and inside those I have a pair of work gloves in the top zipper. Easy to get to. And then in the bottom zipper compartment, all I have are exam gloves. And so I can put some more stuff in that one. Now that it's getting winter, I will pack winter clothes, and I'll put those in like a duffel bag. I'll put boots, I'll put socks, headgear and everything, and put that in my truck along with this pack. When I'm driving around town, I've got this pack with me, so if I'm just driving around the Spokane area, if I'm driving up into the woods, I've got this pack with me that'll allow me to get home. And like I said, I do not have a lot of food in it right now. I'm going to put some more in it. Do not have water on it. I can add the water as needed, and I've got the water filtration to where I can get water filtered if needed. But again, this is just the small pack that I have. On the front of it, I didn't show you that, I do have my new Mora Light My Fire, which has another flint inside, or ferrogen rod, and then I have another clip over here with some more hand sanitizer. That's on the front. And in this top, there's another zipper compartment up here that is for sunglasses. And in there I do have 2 things. I have a waterproof container that I can put my cell phone in and fold it up and snap it and keep my cell phone watertight. And then I do have a headlight in there that has 2 modes, just on, 4 LEDs, 8 LEDs, 10 LEDs, flash, and then off. I do have some other ones that I just bought here recently that do have red and green lights on them. and I might trade this one out and put that in here if I decide to. But that is up in the top compartment where you would normally put your sunglasses. I don't have sunglasses, so I'm not worried about that. But anyway, that is my everyday carry in my truck with me all the time. But like I said, if I needed to get home from work, I have that small fanny pack that I use, and there's a video down there for that. Please, if you have any comments or questions, post them down below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I find it. And please subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. And I have several other videos that I'm going to do. I've got another pack over here that I want to get on as far as all the cookware that I have and why I've got that. So anyway, this is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Thank you very much.